Hello everyone, welcome to Rolling Solo. My name is Adam Smith, and today we've got part 2 of the unboxing of Sword and Sorcery. We've got 3 components here in front of you, or not really components, but 3 piles of stuff. This one is the expansion, which will be available at retail, which is a gigantic dragon kind of lair, essentially. So we'll be opening this up, taking a look at it so you guys can see what's in this box. As well, right here, this is really, I believe, Kickstarter specific material, so things that came for the backers. So those individuals are still waiting for their packages or already received them. This will give you an idea of what was included Kickstarter-wise. As well, there's even a Kickstarter exclusive card holder here on the front of this, but you'll notice that this is fairly thick, although in the video you probably can't see it, but in the past part 1 of the unboxing of Sword and Sorcery that I did, we had pulled this out of the core box, so that's why this is looking very familiar. You don't get 2 of these. This one actually I pulled out of the core box because I didn't have a chance to actually open this packaging up with you in the prior video, and I want to show you what the game tiles look like in the tokens, because we skipped right over top of that based on time. So we're going to do the expansion and this tile base at the end. We'll focus on the white box first, as it's likely to be the quickest to get through. So I'm just going to kind of do a little bit of a shuffling around here as we move these out of the way to make room for this box right here. So this box right here is actually fairly tall. It's exactly the same, I believe, height as the base box, so it goes snug up against it on a shelf. The other thing that's really nice is that when I put them all together on the shelf, they actually all made a perfect rectangle. This one, the expansion, and the base, which was really nice. And they all fit on a Kallax IKEA shelf, so that's amazing. Something that's very rare in Kickstarter form. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up. First thing you're going to see is another dice bag. So when I say another, I mean you get one of these in the base game. I don't know whether or not the base game retail will have one, but I've got 2 of these now. So that's good. They're good for tokens, dice, and all that good stuff. We've got these right here, which you'll be wondering, what the heck are those? These are really cool. They come with the Immortal pledge, and the idea behind this was that when your characters die, they go into a spirit form. They're not totally out of the game. So for instance, if you're playing co-op or even solo, if your character was to die, it's still on the board in a weaker form. So in other words, it still can help or aid other heroes in their quests. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, you can even be resurrected, bearing that you have the correct items or use the correct game mechanics to become resurrected. But essentially, it's very cool because there's not many games where when your mini dies or when your character dies that you actually continue playing. Typically, if games like Shadows of Brimstone or like these really heavy miniature type dungeon crawlers, once you die, you're gone. And essentially, there's very, very little you can do to come back. Sometimes they have a way of bringing you back, but essentially you may lose a turn or lose a round before you get back in the game. The cool thing about this game is you still continue on with your hero in ghost form and can help them from the shadows, which I think is really cool. The other things you get in this Kickstarter box here is some more dice, and I'm sure these will come in real handy because we got, I believe, 4 and 4 in the base, so now we've got 8 and 8 from each different color. So that's awesome. What is this? Oh, cool. So these are going to be, and again, when I do the component overview, I'm going to rip every bag open that you're seeing here. So I really want to apologize right now for the unboxings, because really this is just to show you what's inside of these. I'm going to do a component overview where I get everything on this table. It's going to be ridiculously massive and set up. And we're going to go through every single item so you can see it in full detail, because as of right now, it's probably difficult to see. So what you're seeing here in front of you, which I'll tear this one open. This one is the doors and treasure chests. And I thought these were really cool. So you got actual Sword and Sorcery. They even have the Sword and Sorcery emblem on the door itself. I'll look at these to focus. See, you can see that there. It's very, very cool. There's a whole bunch of them in the bag. The other thing that's really cool that I liked was the treasure chests. Not only have the emblems from the game, but the bottom is hollow. And I thought that was brilliant because whether it's treasure or stuff like that, I don't know how the game mechanics work, but I'm assuming the idea is that you can actually put something underneath of this. They wouldn't have left it hollow otherwise, I don't think. So it'll be really cool to see whether or not you can actually put the items that you're going to gain, whether it's a card or maybe it's an upside down token that represents a reward. That would be really cool. I think this bag is just full of multiple different types of doors and chests. So it's just a gigantic bag full of that stuff. Oh, this is really cool. So this reminds me, I guess the closest thing I can compare this to would be Scythe. So this is a bag of metal coins. And there's nothing better in the world when playing a game and you make money than getting legitimate heavy metal coins. These things are nice, weighted, and I've got to show you these things because I'm sure they're pretty spectacular. Wow, those look super cool. Look at that. So there's some nice coins there. That's really cool. So these are like 50-cent coins. Very, very nice. Let's take a look at the next bag. It looks like I got probably about 10 to 12 to 15 of those 50-cent ones. Then we've got like a darker shade. These are really nice. They really, really, really are shiny. Oh, that's so cool. These are almost like a jet black color, but these are the 10s. So those are very, very nice. Oh, I don't have, to be totally honest, I've never, and currently don't have any games where I have metal coins. This is the first one I've owned that I've actually got metal coins for, and I can already tell you, I'm sold on them. I love it. The fact they have weight, they look legit, so when you actually get the money, you feel like you're holding some actual coins. That is very, very cool. I will be at some point adding Scythe to my collection, and when I do that, I'll be going after the metal coins for sure. But this is amazing to be able to get those within the Kickstarter. So I'll worry about bundling those or packaging those up later. I don't want to waste any more time on that. So we get 2 bags here, one on either side. I'm not too familiar with what these are going to be. They could also be a mix of Galaxy Defender stuff, or they could just be player boards for some of the expansions. That'll be kind of for us to find out. It looks like you can actually put, because you can play kind of the bad side of things, it looks like you've got the option on 2 different sides. So I maybe explained this wrong in the first video, but you kind of got like, it looks like kind of like a light and dark side to things. So again, dark and possibly light. Then you've got this. Now I'm assuming these are coming from the this box here, the expansion box. If I remember correctly, these are the enemies, I think. From the expansion that we're going to open up in a few seconds. And then you got tokens as well as the, I forget what these are called, but this is in the prior unboxing video that had those little black pegs. They cycle around. Soul gems, I believe, something like that, or some type of trackers that allow you to spin and track your characters and stuff, so that's really cool. And then the opposite side of this box is another set of them. Oops. And, oh, I guess I kind of burned ahead here. I forgot about this bag. So this bag looks like it comes with another stack of cards probably for the particular heroes that are most likely Kickstarter exclusive heroes, and there's a bag of them here. So there you go. So I guess that's what they were for. They were the heroes that probably don't come in the box. So again, in a future video, I'm going to rip these out. You can kind of see the detail there already just in the picture. Very, very, very nice, even in a bag. And a deck of cards here. So again, in the component overview, we'll go over these, and I'll crack them all out of the bag so you guys can see them, because these miniatures, I think, deserve to be seen in person. What is this? What's this crazy? Oh, cool. So this is like the bear version. So you got a player board for the bear itself, because I believe one of the characters can turn into a bear, most likely a shaman or a shaman, something like that. So this is the bear form, you can see. That's really cool. So they give you a board for that. I imagine that's something that is not going to come in the retail version. And then you've got another hero here. Again, light and probably dark. I'm not sure which is which. Some more tokens to add to the pile. So, very, very cool. I like that. Let's see. That's that. Okay, so that's essentially the white box. I don't think there's anything else left in that I'm missing or forgetting about. So I'm just going to put these over to the side for now. Try to organize it. Got one bag here that I don't even know what I pulled out of it. So I'll put these coins off to the side. Alright, so this box now is officially empty. So we're good with this one. We'll put this one aside, out of the way, and we'll move on to, let's move to the expansion. So the lair itself, the Dragon Lair. So again, very similar artwork and style and presentation as to the base game. So we're going to go ahead and cut right into this because we want to see what's inside. So let's take a look. This is going to be pretty cool because it's going to have this whole other layer that I guess you can waltz into with a massive dragon miniature. I believe this will be, I think this is going to be the biggest miniature in the game, if I'm not mistaken. So they have a big one in the main box, but this will be even bigger than that, which is pretty crazy. So let's open this up and take a look. What do we got here? So we've got, okay, so we got some tiles. These ones actually aren't in packaging, so I can show you these. So you can see the artwork on the tiles and even the style of them. It's very cool for a dungeon crawler. I'm assuming they're dividing up their areas. Instead of it having any type of square patterns, it's main areas. So you move across, I'd imagine, big areas. I don't know how they're divided up 100%, but it looks like you've got little X's, I think. You can see them right there faintly. And that essentially means this is an area, this is an area, this is an area. And you can just, even on a tile like this, it looks like this is just one area. It'll be interesting to see how the movement works out in this. And of course they're double-sided, so there's a different hue and different color pattern on the other side for the lair. These are going to all feel like cavern tiles, obviously, as you're kind of heading down into a dragon's lair. So they're going to have that kind of effect. Pretty cool. I like it. They're very, very colorful. They're going to pop out really nice on the table, that's for sure. And some more of them. Very, very nice. Looking forward to doing an insane amount of punching in the next little bit here. Oh, this is cool. So now we're getting into like, you're getting deeper in. Looks like you've got yourself like a little fire pit there. Got yourself like a lair, some lava, some like fire tokens. And on the opposite side, oh, there you go. Some actual legitimate lava there. And wow, very cool. Looks like things are getting a little bit frost kind of soaked in that one. And that's essentially it. So you get those tiles. Of course, there's the tiles that I haven't shown you from the base game, but we'll see those shortly. Oh my goodness, this guy is huge. Okay, I thought he was big, but this might be one of the biggest miniatures I have. Well, maybe not the biggest, but that is pretty large. Looking at it. So I know you guys are seeing this off screen. I apologize for that. I'm just popping this out. Oh my gosh. This thing is massive. Look at this thing. That is ridiculous. Okay, so that is a... I was wrong the first time when I said it was a 3-headed dragon. That is a 4-headed... No, sorry, wrong again. It's a 5-headed dragon because they need that many sets of eyes to be able to see you. But it is a massive miniature. So if you are into painting, this guy's going to be your friend. He's going to be somebody that's going to be fun to paint. There's a lot of detail. You can see all the ridges and the scales, everything really pops. Actually, without even painting it, you could probably be happy just to leave it as it is. They chose purple as the color. That's perfectly fine with me. Again, I'm sure that correlates to maybe an epic level monster or something along those lines because they've color coordinated a lot of the enemies in the game. But at the end of the day, that's you can't ask for much better than that. So again, it has a nice insert. There is some air underneath here, but not that much because this goes all the way to the bottom. It's such a big miniature, but there is some stuff here. There's also room for some cards here, which is nice. So essentially they've left some space, which is good because from the Kickstarter white box, I might be able to ditch everything and get everything inside of this somehow. We'll see about that. I'm not sure if that'll work. And then of course these guys will just pop their bag open because there's only 6 of them in here. But I believe these are kind of like the miniature, and I don't know what the names of them are, so apologize for that, but they look like this. Now, if I'm not mistaken, just so you guys understand this as well, this is not all of the content for Sword of Sorcery. This is the first wave of their shipping, so it includes the core box, which we already did in the previous part. It includes this expansion, it includes all the Kickstarter exclusives, but they haven't sent... All the miniatures are here now in my possession, but only Act 1 is actually in my possession currently. So in other words, they've given us the expansions here in advance, which is nice, but I believe the only thing you can play through at this current stage is just Act 1, and it doesn't incorporate this particular expansion yet. So in other words, you'll notice that there wasn't any rules in the box. There wasn't anything that gave us any more content in terms of a storyline or anything like that. And you might be thinking, that's weird. There's only tiles and a dragon. Well, their mindset was to get all the miniatures and Act 1 into your hand, and then later send everyone a second shipment with a much lighter footprint of just cards and cardstock and rule books, which will essentially probably just come in a padded mailer to basically give us a story campaign behind this particular expansion, as well as flushing out Act 2 from the base game. So basically everything will show up later. So it basically, instead of holding off on sending everyone the rewards, it's really nice because they decided to just get this thing out the door with all of the miniatures in it and with an act ready to go, so that you can just start playing. And then for the people that are going to play this immediately, by the time the second act shows up, they're probably just finishing up the first act. But again, with the number of heroes in this game, I think there's like 18 or something insane. You can replay this. You're obviously not going to run into the same thing. The Book of Secrets is going to be different depending on your choices. So there's replayability there that's going to cause you to replay it over and over again, and likely go through it with friends and stuff like that too. But anyway, that's essentially the sum up of this expansion here for now. And of course, when that second wave comes in and we get more of the rule books and the story and all that good stuff, the cards, I will do an unboxing of that particular separate wave. So we'll put this to the side. Now we'll take a look at the tiles from the main box, which we didn't have a chance to look at in the last unboxing. So what I'm really hoping to show you in this one is what the actual main tiles look like, because who doesn't want to see more gorgeous tiles? And I imagine these ones are going to be really nice, because the only tiles I've seen so far are the ones you just saw, which are from that layer expansion. And they looked really good, but they're only from a layer, so they're only going to be as exciting as it can be to go through a cave. These, on the other hand, are going to have indoor and outdoor tile locations, which I think are going to be really cool. So let's go through this one by one and see what we have. So the first thing we've got up front is a card holder. Again, I believe this is a Kickstarter exclusive. I could be totally wrong. This may end up being in the retail edition, but a very handy thing. You basically punch these out and it can build, you're building yourself essentially some type of card holder where you can get all your cards. You even have little areas to put each card, which I think is awesome, because anything to manage a game like this, like when you think of games like Gloomhaven, you've got lots of cards everywhere. If a company goes the extra mile to include something that gives you storage, they automatically are awesome in my books. So here we go. So let's take a look at some of these tiles. These are really cool. So I apologize in advance because some of these might just start punching out all over the floor. But here we go. So here's one tile. Again, it's broken up into multiple sections that I'm going to have to probably punch out as I go. But you can see very, very, very lifelike. This is all indoor looking type areas for this particular one. Flip it over on the other side and you've got yourself some outdoor areas. So here we go. You're already kind of seeing some outdoor stuff. Again, there's a lot of symbolism on an iconography on the tiles that I'm not familiar with just yet. I have read through the rule book, but I think it was like many, many months ago when I was deciding whether to be interested in this one or not. And the rule book won me over at the time. I really enjoyed what I saw, but it's been so long I haven't had a chance to reread it, so now I'm forgetting all of the symbolism and stuff like that I'm seeing on these tiles, but we will learn as we go, of course. So there's a really cool one. So you can see like the room tiles are very, very detailed. You can get right down to like, okay, there's some swords on the bed. Looks like a bag. You've got yourself a little fire. Like, it's very, very cool. Very medieval. And lots of detail. And what I really like about it is the light patterns. You'll notice they went and sorry for the glare there, they went the extra mile in really making sure that the patterns of light across the different terrain pop. Oh, I didn't show you the back of that one actually. Oh, that's cool. Again, these are going to start popping out all over the floor, but you can see what I mean by the colors. Like, it just really looks like there's like sun hitting certain areas of them. Again, there's a little bit of a sheen from the light in my room, but you can see that the tones of the different tiles are different. So they really help to differentiate the different areas, because again, you're moving from area to area. You're not moving from, hexagon, or you're not moving from like hexagon or kind of a square tile layout like we're all very used to with dungeon crawlers. It's a little bit different. I believe, if I'm not correct, like I said before, the X's are denoting the different areas of the tile. So this kind of looks like you're entering a temple. You've got the nice light shadow kind of coming in through the window. You've got nice shadowing here of a window. I just really like it. This is kind of some of the stuff that really drew me to the game. And oh, look at this. So you get yourself a nice outdoor kind of water area with what looks to be like a raft. So maybe you can make a roll to jump to the raft or something like that. I have no idea. Just talking out of thin air here, hoping to correctly be telling you what's going on here, because I haven't actually played it. There you go. There's another example of some light hitting. You got some of these. I believe these are considered soul gems for the heroes, if I'm not if I'm correct. And I've got to double check that. It's been so long. That's probably your first player token, obviously there in the middle. Some more of the hero soul gem stuff, and then some more tokens in the middle. Got some campfire setups, look, some water. That's really, really cool. I like it. I like what I'm seeing, and it's going to be fun to punch these out, that's for sure. There's a lot here. So this one here has got another tile, really big one tile, massive, kind of like a city square kind of setup. This one here looks like something out of a fort, like a log kind of fort. It's got like the fire pillars and the gate entryway. Some, oh, that's really cool. I like that. Oh, there you go. So there's your doors. So essentially, if you didn't get the Kickstarter exclusives or you didn't purchase the doors separately, at retail, obviously, you're going to get some doors. So that's cool. So they actually include some standee doors. I believe those ones will stand straight up and down. So that's also a nice addition too, because in most games that are dungeon crawlers, you don't always get doors. You just have to imagine they're there or put a token laying flat. You actually legitimately get doors in this that are even in cardboard form. You can see here token-wise there'll be a lot to organize, so a lot of this won't make much sense to you guys in the moment. Some of it might, because a majority of you guys might have already received this or have been waited with bated breath to open it up yourself. So, continue on through our wonderful journey of these tiles as they look more and more cool, and they make me want to play the game more and more the more I look at them. Wow, really nice. Right down to the detail of the tiles. Some pretty cool. I'm just kind of enjoying the different little tiny nuances of each one. They've thrown a little bit of itemized stuff in there, hidden amongst things. Oh, this is cool. I like this. Oh, what is that? Looks like it's kind of like outside at night. Might be a graveyard kind of area. So I'm guessing, but very, very cool. I like that. Don't think there's anything I have said that I don't like, so that's good. That's always a plus when you're opening something up. So there you go. And we still got, I think, 2 more to go. And then we're complete in terms of just going through the unboxing. The next thing after this will be a component overview video. So again, getting down to the details, there is quite a bit of detail in these things. They didn't shy away from making, you know, look, we got the wood patterns there, look really cool, stone kind of flooring. What looks to be like concrete or stone again. Really, really cool. I can't really tell what that one is actually, but there you go. Some stairs, some 2 different types of stairs, I guess. Cannot wait to play this. I think this is going to be just so much fun. And then this is the last tile piece. And of course they're all numbered, so that like when you're setting up your game, you're not going to go through the grief of having to figure out what goes where. That's pretty standard in dungeon crawlers. Oh, there you go. Something that looks straight out of, legitimately straight out of Cthulhu. I think that's kind of like a tease. Like, they must just put that there just in the sense of, like, having something kind of crazy and mysterious inside one of the dungeons. Very, very, very cool. So that's essentially it. That's everything that is in the first wave shipment for the Immortal Pledge of Sword and Sorcery. Like I said, I will be doing another unboxing in the future when the Wave 2 comes in with the cards for Act 2. And I believe it looks like in the layer box, you'll notice there was a couple spots in the insert that were empty. My thought process is that they haven't completed or finalized those cards yet, so those will be coming to me separately. But when you buy it retail, they'll obviously be in the box, because otherwise that would just be upsetting. On the side, we're going to do one more video with this one in the near future, and that's going to be the component overview video, so stick around for that. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, you can do that now, and then that way you'll be notified when that comes out. I'll literally put everything out on the table, miniature-wise, and then we'll have some decks of cards. We'll try to go through all the miniatures and cards in one video. It likely won't happen, but we'll give it a shot. Might need 2 videos to get through cards and miniatures, but it'll be fun, and it'll give you guys an idea of the quality of the miniatures in this game, as well as the cards, how many are in each, and all that kind of stuff, what the stacks look like. Maybe we can put this together, show you how it sits on the table, that kind of thing. So hope you guys have enjoyed the unboxing. Hope it's been useful, and if you've been looking forward to this game, this should hopefully help you. Until next time, guys, keep on rolling solo.